Hi, and welcome back to Governor's World. Today, the 10th of October, is Worldwide Mental Health Awareness Day. I think it should be every day. I don't think that we should have just one particular day in the year where we bring awareness of how much mental health is got to be priority. So therefore it should be an everyday occurrence of awareness and not just one particular day worldwide where we all get together, hold hands and say, remember everybody's mental health. Because in reality, we should be taking into account and bearing in mind mental health awareness every single day of the week. So, what do we do on Mental Health Awareness Day? How do we go about supporting people with their mental well-being? What makes today so special that everybody's suddenly posting up on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram mental health awareness? It should be an everyday occurrence. We all know when somebody looks out of sorts, their persona actually tells us that there is something wrong. But in today's society, it's got to a stage, unfortunately, that people will turn around and go, it's not my monkey, it's not my zoo, it's not my problem, I'm not interested, it doesn't affect me, so therefore I'm not going to be involved. But do we really have a right to be saying that when we know that there is somebody there who is in absolute and utter distress and that desperately needs somebody to talk to? Just somebody to sit and listen. It doesn't cost anything to sit and listen when somebody feels that their mind is so scrambled they don't know what to do. A helping hand never broke a hand. It never broke an arm, and it certainly never broke the bank. Just think about the times when you could have done with support and encouragement to regain that motivation, reignite the person that used to be there before the trials and tribulations of life took over. It's not just the trials and tribulations. We have to take a look at the different categories of what people's personalities and characters fall into. Those that are easily influenced and easily led are going to be absolute and utter targets for those who like to control and manipulate. Because then when things can go wrong, those people can stand back and go, well, ain't got nothing to do with me. Where in actual fact, it's got everything to do with that person who's taken somebody who's shown a bit of, I don't want to say weakness because it's not weakness. But these are people that are being preyed on of low self-esteem and confidence. So we really need to step back and see and understand why there's no, or a lack of self-esteem and a lack of confidence. And instead of battering them even more, surely it's our responsibility to help them focus on their strengths and not their weaknesses, focusing on their character and not their reputation, focusing on their blessings and not their misfortunes. That was a very true quote by Roy T. Bennett. Focus on your strengths, not your weaknesses. Focus on your character, not your reputation. Focus on your blessings, and not your misfortunes. And this is why I said earlier in one of the other pods, you should count your blessings every day. Not the misfortunes, your blessings. Count all the positivity in your life. Because at the end of the day, it is that matters. The only person that can make you happy is you. And if what you are involved in at this moment in time, or people, places, whatever it is, if these situations don't make you happy, you need to step outside of them and go and find what does make you happy. Because what makes you happy will give you self-respect, will give you self-worth, and will give you your self-love back. And that's the way of starting down the road of empowering yourself. How can you love somebody else when you don't love yourself? How can you have respect for someone else when you don't respect yourself? And how can you believe that somebody else is worthy when you believe that you're unworthy? No person born on this planet, abled or disabled, is unworthy of a positive, good life. For those that are misfortunate in being born with disabilities or attaining disabilities as they go through life, those are the people that we should be there to support, to make sure that their life stays on an even keel. To be there to show them that nothing is impossible if they truly put their minds to it, to make themselves go forward on a positive journey in life. You only have to look at the veterans that have lost limbs throughout the world and how some of them have actually achieved greatness, more greatness than they had when they were able-bodied. And this is why I say to you, nothing is impossible. Because no matter what happens to you in life, there is always a path that you can take that will lead you back into a more positive, happier, empowered you. Can I do that for you? I can support you in getting there, but I can't do it for you, just like you couldn't do it for me. Because it's about you, and it's about me. And if we were exactly the same, oh my gosh, wouldn't this earth be one of the most boring places to live if we were all the same? It's our job to be there for people, to make sure that their mental well-being is in a place where they are still able to function on a daily basis in a more positive way than they would if they were left on their own. But people do walk away from people that have mental health challenges. I refuse to use the word issues, because mental health is not an issue, it's a challenge. It is an extremely challenging piece of life to be in. When your mind is so scrambled and you don't know which way to turn, or people are saying to you, suck it up, buttercup. I'll suck you up the hoover if you tell me that. Because you can't just suck it up. Because you've been brought to a situation and a place where you don't know what's left, what's right, what's centre, what's forward, what's backwards. And that's a time that humanity needs to stand in and go, give me your hand and let me just lead you to the end of the storm. There's your rainbow. That's how you've got here. Life will always throw shitty little storms at us. Life is like a roller coaster ride at the fun fair. It all depends on what roller coaster ride we choose as human beings to get involved in. Yes, get involved in. We make choices. Yes, it is difficult to get out of an abusive relationship. I'm not saying it's easy by any standards, by any form of the imagination whatsoever. It is one of the most hardest things to get away from. But you will be able to start one day, because one day you just wake up and you think, I do not want to be in this state of mind anymore. So what can I do to help myself get back the empowerment and control that I need to go forward in my life? And the thing is, the more that we can do to empower our lives and to get going and to get there, the more happier and a more peaceful place your life is going to actually be in. It's not a mountain that we've got to conquer. Edmund Hillary turned around and said, it's not a mountain we conquer, but ourselves. They're right. We are our own worst enemies. We are the most critical being about ourselves that there is. But we can use that criticism that we've got of ourselves to help actually put us on the line for empowerment control over ourselves. Is it difficult to do? No, it isn't difficult to do. Does it make you stand back and kind of like look at yourself and go, I could change this and I could change that. And if I did this and if I did that, I would be in a much better place in my life. Mental health awareness is today. It's Mental Health Awareness Worldwide Week, I do believe it is as well. It shouldn't just be a week. It should be 52 weeks of the year. Mothering Sunday, it shouldn't just be on one day. We should think and believe and love our mothers every day of the week. Some people will say, not all mothers deserve to be loved. It breaks my heart to hear people say that. Because Governor Pat was one of the most loving, understanding souls that the world has ever seen. But she knew BS when she heard BS. And she would call you out on BS if she heard the BS. But she was always willing to give people a second chance, to be there for them, to show them that there was a way forward, that they didn't have to be stuck where they are. And it's true. None of us have to be stuck where we are. We all go through trials and tribulations in life, some worse than others. But we make a choice of whether we stay there or whether we get up, pat ourselves down and go, that was a bit of a bumpy ride. What can we learn and what can we take from that bumpy ride and go positively forward to make sure that people are going to recognize that we've come back stronger and a more understanding of our own worth, and that we're not going to be taking negativity thrown at us, because that's not part of our bus journey. We have enough bumps and lumps through the journey of life. We don't need to let other people control us to give us any more bumps and lumps through life. So from Governor's World, on World Mental Health Awareness Day, we wish you a good, positive day. Failure doesn't mean that you have failed. It means that the step you took didn't work, so try the next one, because 9 times out of 10, that next step will work. We wish you love, peace, happiness, and positivity today on World Mental Health Awareness Day. Take care.